Every year, tens of thousands of eager medical students enter the residency matching program. The entire National Residency Matching Program, or NRMP, is built on the Nobel Prize winning algorithm called the Gale-Shapley Deferred Acceptance Algorithm. But recently, a new feature has been added to the matching process, preference signaling. Even though it sounds simple, and even though many applicants say they like it, preference signaling quietly breaks several of the assumptions that make the Gale-Shapley matching algorithm work. First, we should describe what preference signaling is in the National Residency Matching Program. Beginning in the 2025-26 cycle, applicants in more than 20 specialties receive a limited number of signals. These are small tokens applicants send to programs to express special interest. Each applicant gets 10 signals total, and each signal can only be sent to one program. Once a program receives a signal, it knows this applicant is specifically interested in us. Importantly, programs have complete freedom in how they interpret these signals. They may weigh them heavily, lightly, or ignore them altogether. On the surface, preference signaling helps reduce noise. These programs receive thousands of applications, and signals can help them identify people who truly cared enough to reach out and truly cared to get into their program. It was introduced and tested in competitive specialties like ENT, dermatology, and urology. Early studies showed that signaling significantly increased interview likelihood for those who sent them, especially for mid-tier applicants who might otherwise get lost in the crowd. So it's not surprising that in surveys, 77% of applicants say they enjoy the signaling system as it is. It feels empowering. It gives them something that they can do in a process that often feels out of their control. But enjoyment is not the same thing as fairness, efficiency, or alignment with matching and mathematical theory. The National Residency Matching Program uses the Gale-Shapley Deferred Acceptance Algorithm. Gale-Shapley gives two extremely important guarantees if certain assumptions are met. One, the algorithm produces a stable matching. No applicant and no program would prefer each other over the matches they receive. Second, the algorithm is strategy-proof for applicants. Applicants cannot benefit by lying or strategizing with themselves or one another. The best thing they can do is submit their true preference list. These guarantees hold only if preferences are reported truthfully, there are no other communication channels that exist, and programs use only the official rank list of the truthfully reported preferences. Preference signaling itself violates these assumptions, thus violating the two guarantees of Gale-Shapley. How it breaks strategy proofness. Signals are limited. Applicants have only 10, so they are immediately forced to play a strategy game. Should I signal a reach? Should I signal a realistic option? Should I avoid signaling altogether? Will a signal even matter to this program? This alone breaks the strategy proofness of Gale-Shapley's algorithm. Instead of ranking programs honestly, applicants now think about how their signals might be interpreted. The deeper issue is how programs react. Programs now receive additional information outside the rank list. A signal might cause a program to move an applicant up even if the applicant is objectively strong, even if another applicant is objectively stronger. This means the program's true preferences get distorted, and the algorithm is no longer operating on real, honest rankings. When the inputs change, the outputs no longer carry Gale-Shapley's guarantees. Here's a simple example of instability. Imagine two applicants, A and B, apply to the same residency matching program P. In terms of application strength, P genuinely prefers A over B for their program, but only B sends a signal. A ran out of signals or chose elsewhere depending on their interpretation of other programs. Because programs can weigh signals however they want, P may move B above A on their list. Now, deferred acceptance matches P with B, but P and A actually prefer each other. This creates a blocking pair, which is exactly the kind of instability Gale-Shapley was designed to eliminate. The hidden problem is a shadow market before the match. Signals do not guarantee an interview. The signals dramatically increase the chance of receiving one. If a student never gets an interview, the Gale-Shapley algorithm literally cannot match them to that program because they cannot rank it. This means preference signaling quietly creates a pre-match filtering market. Programs pre-select interview pools based on signals, and the match algorithm only operates after that pool is chosen. This shadow market is outside of Gale Shapley's theoretical framework. The match's stability is now determined by interview granting behavior, not by the algorithm itself. Returning to the statistic from the article that's being referenced that 77% of our applicants enjoyed preference signaling, enjoyment does not mean the mechanism is fair or strategy proof. People enjoy signaling because it feels like control, but feeling empowered and feeling control is not the same thing as a system functioning properly. Preference signaling quietly disadvantages students who don't fully understand how to use them strategically, including international students, first-generation students, or applicants without a strong advisor. So preference signaling is useful and popular in conclusion, and it helps programs handle overwhelming application volume. But beneath the convenience are deep mechanism design flaws. Signals break strategy proofness, they distort preferences, and create instability, introducing a pre-match selection process that Gale Shapley was never designed for. This raises an important question forward. Are we improving residency selection or slowly walking away from the very principles that made the matching process work in the first place?